to a close. Cleveland ahead, leading by 7. Stay with us, folks. We'll get back just after halftime to start the third quarter. And we welcome you back to more NBA action. Players looking hydrated and plenty of Gatorade to help them get their job done tonight.
And the Hawks have not defended well against LeBron.
12 points and the 1 steal. He's been their leader, stirring the drink at the offensive end and then anchoring the defense.
Well, it's a good example, Clark, of how you set the table for the rest of your teammates. He's really brought focus and energy to this game.
Our second half of basketball and presented by Gatorade. Let's see who's all fueled up and on the floor to start the third. On the court for Cleveland, the 2 stars, LeBron and Love, at the 3 and the 4. Irving is out there with Iman Shumpert, and it's Mozgov in the center position.
You know, Kevin Love is not just a great rebounder. He's one of the most complete offensive players in the league. He scores down low. He can make threes. There's not much he doesn't do offensively.
And let's catch up with our sideline reporter, Doris Burke. Doris, over to you.
Yes, Kevin, Cavaliers head coach David Blatt, unknown here in the United States, but he spent the last 2 decades establishing himself as the premier coach in Europe. Last season, he led Maccabi Tel Aviv to an upset EuroLeague title. One GM described the team as, quote, outgunned at every position except coach. Kevin, it's been his dream to coach in the NBA.
Many consider him a genius-level coach. Doris, thanks. We'll see how he does. Mozgov. Yes, and it's Irving picking up the assist. Mozgov's got 5 now.
Now, Kevin Love with great footwork and balance inside and out. On the perimeter, he can hit threes on the move. Inside, he knows how to use his pivot foot and use up fakes to get himself to the foul line.
And there's the call on James. That's his 3rd foul of the game.
First team foul.
You know, one reason they're on top right now is that they haven't done a whole lot of what just happened there. Only a couple times have they given the ball away.
And stolen by Kyrie Irving.
Unbelievable.
How did he do that?
Is there a dunk contest judge in the house? Because if so, this guy is trying to impress him.
Those kinds of dunks are reputation builders.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, he just gave this crowd their money's worth, that's for sure.
And Kevin Love drawing fouls in bunches, and Clark shoots a high percentage at the stripe.
Yeah, and he's an outstanding passer out of double teams too, Kevin. I mean, he really is a force, and he does it efficiently and low to the ground. You know, he's not a high-rising guy, but highly skilled.
Smith checked in for Shumpert. The Hawks trailed by 14, and Kyle Korver picks up the foul. That is his first foul of the game.
Terrific defensive play to cut him off and square up.
And he took a shot. Excellent toughness to get in there and make a play. I love that kind of work.
Kent Bazemore is checked in for Kyle Korver. Matthew Dellavedova has checked in for Cleveland. Irving kicks to Smith. Can't hit. So Atlanta will take it the other way. Here's Carroll. And Damari Carroll is going to pick up the foul. That's his 3rd foul of the game.
They have constantly shot themselves in the foot this quarter with all of these turnovers.
Yeah, pretty basic stuff, Clark. When you can't score the ball if you don't have possession.
Thabo Sefolosha has checked in for Atlanta. And Cleveland also making a change. Varejão's checked in.
Most any NBA player can make you pay when you leave them that wide open. That's why you have to stay alert on defense.
Al Horford, 6'10", 250, really a natural power forward who's been asked to play at center for his whole career. He's shown himself willing to battle bigger players inside, but you got to think he'd welcome a chance to switch back to the 4 spot.
The Cavaliers leading by 13. Smith with a wide open look. And another 3 for Cleveland.
J.R. Smith.
That's like a layup for him. He's just wide open out there.
Out of bounds. Cleveland will take possession.
Well, let's take a look at some of the numbers for Al Horford. 5th in field goal percentage. And he's been using his size and quickness to great effect defensively. He's in the top 20 in the league in blocks per game.
And you go back to his shooting percentage just for a minute here, Steve. I mean, you think about it. What makes a guy a high percentage shooter? Well, you take the shots that you work on. You don't take bad shots. And you let the game come to you. You don't force shots.
Solid work right there. And again, the field goal percentages. Look at the discrepancy between these two teams in the second half.
Well, you're right. We've got one team moving crisply to get good shots and the other team just a bit stagnant.
Now here is Smith. 19-point lead, which is the largest margin in the game. Love the pass to Varejao. Irving with a clean look. Finds himself wide open and drills it. Irving's got 7 now in this quarter. Time call here. The Hawks decide to talk it over.
Kyrie Irving, clearly a player who's dreamed of greatness from a very young age. Going back to the 4th grade, he wrote, "I'm going to the NBA," and he wrote it across the back wall of his closet. And while it was hidden behind his clothes, it certainly wasn't far from his head or his heart.
Muscala, he's checked in for Atlanta. Schroeder comes in for Jeff Teague. Here's Dellavedova. He hasn't yet put up any points in this one, but he gets it back. It's Thompson off the drive, and that one's good.
Yeah, not just an everyday finish. He put a little pizzazz on that one, guys.
The Cavaliers have had 7 opportunities at the free throw line and made good on 5 of them.
And Irving still one to write down goals. He used to write them in a notebook. He still keeps. Now he'll write them down in his phone. All part of setting his sights high and dreaming big.
About 3 seconds between shot and game clock. Smith with a wide open look. Smith missing again. Here's Bazemore. Got it from 16 feet. Just 4 seconds left in the 3rd quarter of the game. So it's the Cavaliers now. Millsap at power forward with Horford at center. On the wings, Korver and Carroll. And it's Teague in at the point guard. So that's the Hawks 5.
That's just a flat frustration foul right there.
Boy, down like they are, he just took it out on his opponent. I mean, you've got to keep your composure. I don't think that was one of his best moments.
Now here's Teague. Amon Shumpert unable to get his last shot to go. Teague with a clean look. Nice teamwork to set up the big play and make the space for the J.
Al Horford impeding the defense there with the solid screen.
Outside jumper. Hits the three-point bomb.
How about the percentage they're shooting from beyond the arc here in the second half?
They have found their groove from deep, Steve.
Irving against Teague. Shot, high post. In Atlanta again with the bucket.
They're leaning on that mid-range shot right now. That's 6 of their last 10 points from that area.
Well, they might as well continue to pull up and let it fly.
Kevin Love's checked in for Thompson. Now here's LeBron.
Well, guys, maybe the most important play in the NBA that isn't really tracked at all is the screen. A good one can make a huge difference in creating a high percentage shot, but it's a play that so often goes overlooked.
Millsap with the steal. Got a piece of it. Out of bounds. Cleveland will take possession. The Cavaliers leading by 21. And screens, Clark, getting more attention with modern scouting. The old stats look at the outcome of a play, make, a miss. It's like evaluating chess by only the checkmate.
No, I agree. I mean, you start to dig deeper and get to other layers of how you analyze the numbers and how that affects how you game plan to discover the tendencies of players. And all of that you're doing in an effort to become more successful.
And let's get your take, guys, on the hustle stats for the Cavaliers.
Their high-energy defensive effort has paid off for them, guys, with more than a few steals over the course of the ballgame.
And the other thing they're doing, Clark, is scoring a lot of points off turnovers, forcing mistakes and cashing in.
Teague against Shumpert. The offensive rebound. Outside Teague. Buries it from three-point range. Teague's got 11 points here in just the second half.
You know, he's knocking down his shots today, but it hasn't really translated to the scoreboard yet. The defense has not been able to keep the ball out of the paint at that end of the floor.
Boy, I'd like to know how many of their attempts have come from inside 5 feet. It seems like everything is right at the rim.
Now here's Teague. Here's Korver for 3. Outside Teague. The pass to Millsap. Off the mark there with the three-point shot. Cleveland leading by 19 points. James with it. Picked up by Teague. And the call will be against Jeff Teague. And that'll be his 3rd foul so far. Knocked loose. And it's out of bounds. The Cavaliers able to retain possession here.
Maybe a low percentage pass, but it still nearly got through.
I like it, though. I mean, it's an aggressive play. Heads up defending to deflect it away.
So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up and 2 shots coming up.
LeBron James, so versatile, so incredibly skilled. I don't even know how to define his position. He seems to play all 5 of them during the course of the game.
And a player like LeBron, Clark, who rebounds like a big man, scores like a shooting guard, passes and handles the ball like a point guard. I mean, he wears a lot of hats.
Well, he does it all. He is the ultimate stat sheet stuffer supreme. I mean, there's no other way to say it. He puts his hand and imprint on every aspect of the game. And LeBron says himself that he judges his performance by the number of impact plays he makes for him and his team.
Good note.
Well, what we saw here tonight is one team just had everything going for it, and the other didn't. Huge margin of victory for Cleveland.
You know, Clark, their big advantage was points in the paint.
Well, they pounded that ball inside, Kevin, and operated down low. It worked for them consistently.
And in the win-loss column, tonight's game will push their record up to 54 wins on the year.
It always takes someone stepping up, and that happened here as we got great numbers for LeBron James. He affected the game so much with the way he was able to come up with steals and get extra possessions for his team.
And the Hawks with a completely new group on the floor. Mike Miller's checked in for the Cavaliers. Horford sets a screen for Teague. Off the pick. Connects, the jumper drops. Teague's got 22 points.
No matter what the score is, his attitude has been perfect. I love his disposition. He has stayed in attack mode.
Smith for 3. No good. Here's Atlanta. They're on a 12-4 run. Teague inside the line. Varejao grabs the board.
Boy, we don't see that too often. No defender on him, and he just clanks the open jumper. And this game is finally getting away from them.
Yep, it has gotten away. There's not really anything they can do now.
4-2.
Now that is a quick bucket. Pretty good in transition.
That's right. That's exactly right. He loves when he gets the chance to get out and run. That's when he's at his best.
Stripped away. Outside Teague. Here's Korver for 3. Shot is no good. Varejao. Good. So we see the Cavaliers taking the win here.